Welcome to another Toronto After Dark Film Festival 2016 video, and another film that didn't make the 31 Days of Horror. Why? Because it was Action Day! In fact, this is the third and last film of Action Film Day, and we are going to be talking about the film Bloodfather. Now, it sounds kind of like spooky, but it's not. No, this is a straight-up action film, starring Mel Gibson. Now, hold on. I know what you're thinking. Mel Gibson. Who the hell wants to watch anything from Mel Gibson these days? Well, if you know Mel Gibson and you're thinking that, and there's reasons for why you might be thinking that based off of, things he's done in such that you've heard of or been reported in the news, etc. Well, Bloodfather is kind of a return of sorts. He's in fine form, so you don't have to worry about that. But the story of Bloodfather kinda, it's almost like it was written for Mel Gibson. Okay, essentially it's the story of an ex-con, ex-alcoholic, ex-biker Mel Gibson, who, due to circumstances, ends up being reunited with his teenage daughter, who is essentially on the run from drug dealers who are trying to kill her. And yeah, it's if the idea of an alcoholic, estranged father trying to get his what's the word I'm looking for? He's trying to get his I can't even think of the word I'm thinking of right now. But yeah, it's essentially he is obviously the hero. He is the main character. He is the badass. Not since Mad Max films has Mel Gibson being such a badass like this. Yeah, it's got a lot of the Mel Gibson tropes in terms of his quirks and stuff in the film, but at the same time, it is a little bit outside of, I wouldn't say it's outside. He has done other films of nature regarding family and revenge and protection and such. But this is, it's a little bit more, it's a little grittier. It's directed by a man by the name of Jean-François Richet, John Francis Richet, who you may know as the director behind the remake of Assault on Precinct 13. He's done a few other films, but that's where you're going to really know him from. And other than Mel Gibson, we get, like I said, his teenage daughter, played by Erin Moriarty, who, though the name may or may not be familiar to you, because she has done quite a few things that are quite popular, oddly enough. Did you watch True Detective? She was Audrey Hart in that. Red Widow. Natalie Walraven was her character in that. Or perhaps you watched Jessica Jones. Yes, this is Hope Schlottman. Hope Schlottman from Jessica Jones. So it's I didn't recognize her at first, but hey. Yeah, it's once you clue into it, then you realize it is her. What do you know? Very different characters. That's why it's very, very different characters. And on top of that, we also have William H. Macy, the man, the legend, who has a supporting role essentially as the friend to Mel Gibson's character and his I guess his Alcoholics Anonymous contact, or whatever you want to call it. And yeah, I mean, you got to know William H. Macy. He's from like Fargo and Jurassic Park 3, you know, like not to mention a whole bunch of other stuff. And so yeah, the film it's not, I wouldn't call it super action packed, but the action is decent. It's got some great, a few great scenes in it that really play off. It's well made. I mean, the story is okay. It's pretty straightforward, but it's well told. It looks good, sounds good. It's like big budget film, something that should go to a wide release, but it probably won't because it's Mel Gibson, it's Bloodfather. Yeah, unfortunately, I think it'll be relegated to going directly to the video shelves, even though I think it is a film that could play in theaters for, I don't think it's going to be a big draw, but I think it is one of those things where people would be like, oh yeah, an action film with Mel Gibson, I'll go see that, maybe, why not? They'd probably have to cut a better trailer, though. The trailer was kind of meh. Could have been better. We'll just say that. But yeah, the film is well, essentially it's this way. If it does have that direct-to-video type of appeal, but if you could get Arnold Schwarzenegger and Stallone and all them, putting out new movies now and then, they're getting theatricals, then I think this film could probably follow suit in that vein. Get the Gringo, or what was the other film I was thinking of? Last Stand, I think it was called Last Stand, with Schwarzenegger and stuff like that, where it's it's an action film. It's got these guys. It's not they're not crazy, but the stories are okay, and they look good and everything. Big budget type look, slick looking, and enjoyable. I mean, that's the thing. Bloodfather isn't fantastic, but it's better than like mediocre. It's better than decent. It's something that I would probably watch it again. I mean, I don't have any reason why I wouldn't. But yeah, I mean, I would recommend it if you're into action films. I mean, it's better than going to check out those WWE action films and such like that, where well, I mean, maybe the action's good. There's a lot of explosions and such, and this is a little bit less of that and a bit more story oriented, a little bit more drama involved, a little bit of comedy, but all in all, it's pretty straight. It's yeah, I mean, it doesn't blow your mind, but it's it's got the crime element, it's got the thriller element of some car chases and stuff, and then it's got guns and all that kind of stuff going on. So yeah, I would say if you're into action films, check out Bloodfather. It's definitely worth I don't know if it's worth, $15 to $20 at the movie theater, but if you can go on cheap night, it'd be worth it. But at the same time, like I said, probably not going to get a theatrical. And so look for it on Netflix or whatever streaming device you have, because I would assume that it would go across all of them. I don't know. It just seems weird, because it was in this festival, and a film like this, if it's in this festival, it usually means it's not going to get a theatrical. I could be wrong. Maybe it'll get a limited theatrical. I don't know. I don't research that kind of stuff beforehand. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought Mel Gibson did a fantastic job. I think Aaron Moriarty did a fantastic job, and William H. Macy was William H. Macy, and what he does what he does. And yeah, I mean, it worked on pretty much every level that was involved. Somebody's honking at me. Anyways, yeah, that's Bloodfather. There isn't really a lot that you can say about it. It's not deep, it's not crazy, it's not over the top. It's straightforward action with an enjoyable and a fun to watch Mel Gibson. So there you go. Mel Gibson's back. You be the judge if he's any good. I think he is. Anyways, thanks for watching. Till next video, take care. Have a good one.